So our shop is an IT shop. I think I've got the best staff around. I love my team. I think they're really good at what they do. They have really no patience for vendors or contractual agreements where they feel like the other end isn't keeping up their bargain, right? And so we've had different relationships with different vendors where we've sort of quickly realized that maybe we are ahead of those folks. And if that's the case, then we'll just take care of it ourselves. We don't want to really get slowed down by the other party. Reclamere's never been in that situation with us, right? Like from day one, the different staff that have been put on different projects to work with us, immediately evident that they knew exactly what they were talking about, that they were experienced, that they had done this before. So, that built a lot of confidence with us, knowing that whoever Reclamere would bring to the table, we knew we could trust based on the type of people that Reclamere brings into their own organization and the experience that they could bring to the table. So, right off the bat, that was something that sort of built confidence with us. The other thing I would say has always impressed us with Reclamere versus maybe other vendors that we've worked with. Any vendor can sort of step in and push to sell you something that maybe you do or don't need at that time. And Reclamere's always met us where we were, right? As far as like, if we're at this spot in the journey, we've never felt like Reclamere was pushing us to tackle things that were maybe 5 years down the road. Because maybe we weren't prepared to take that on at the time. We always felt like when Reclamere would suggest something to us that it was like time appropriate, right? It was something that was sort of the next step in our journey, something that we'd be able to tackle with their help, right? And so that built confidence, knowing that we could trust the recommendations, that it wasn't just pushing for the next sell, something like that. After the incident response plan, we realized that there were some things that we needed to start tackling, but we weren't really even sure what steps to take next. I thought I knew, so I came to Reclamere and said, "This is the thing that I want to do next." And you guys were very gracious to let me know that that's probably a bite too big for where we were, right? And sort of suggested some next steps. So instead of, I wanted to go like full automation and look at some things that were probably too mature for us as far as where we were in 2018. And so I think the next thing that we tackled was sort of ongoing system monitoring. I think it was the IAR 360 service. But, partnering with somebody to sort of dive into our systems on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, looking for deficiencies, different things that we could clean up and move towards, that in and of itself was a perfect next step for us because it started to mature and clean up our environment so that when we were ready for a big step, we'd be able to take that. Working with Reclamere was a great opportunity there because we had sort of a hand to guide us. We had somebody that could help us read through these reports and figure out what it is that it meant and which ones we should tackle first and some things like that. I can't make the judgment for people, but I can show them like, hey, for value, this was a no-brainer for us. Meaning, rather than try to figure it out on our own, with less time and more expertise, we can pull in a partner like Reclamere that can help us identify the issue, get a resolution, and then be able to turn and move on to that next thing.